Captain Lucretius Corvo, 90th Company, 9th Chapter. Step forward. Corvo approached the dais. Corvo knew no fear, but this convocation of demigods gave him pause. Sanguinius's glorious visage, in particular, was hard to look at up close. He came to the end of the carpet, to the top of the steps, and knelt before his lord. "Look at me, Captain." Corvo forced his eyes upwards. Lord Guilliman looked upon him benevolently, as proud a father as ever there was. "For you, my son, there is great honor." He held out a hand. A man came forward, bearing upon a velvet cushion a laurel wreath, so cunningly wrought from metal that it looked as though it were fashioned from fresh-cut leaves. "The Laurel of Defiance," called out Guilliman. He held up the award for all the world to see. "One of the Legion's highest honors, for the Titan Killer, for the savior of Astagar, for Captain Lucretius Corvo." Corvo bent his head. The Primarch placed the wreath. It clicked as it maglocked itself around Corvo's helm. "The honor was my men's, not mine alone, Lord," said Corvo. "You led them well, Captain. By honoring you, we honor them all." An expectant air formed. An uncomfortable silence followed. The Lion spoke. "Are you not forgetting something, Captain?" "Am I, my lord?" said Corvo. "All others honored here today have renewed their oaths to your legion, and to the Imperium. Will you not do the same?" "No, my lord." There was a sound akin to a soft wind, the sound of a world gasping. The Lion's face hardened. Sanguinius looked to his brothers. "Are you a traitor, then?" asked the Lion. Corvo drew his gladius. The Space Marines on the dais brought their weapons up, but Guilliman stayed them with a hand. Corvo held the sword high above his head, blade flat upon his palms. "I do not renew my oaths, my lord, for the oaths of an Ultramarine are forever binding. I am not like my traitor kin to renounce their solemn promises. I have sworn already to serve the Imperium, the Emperor, the Legion, and all of mankind. And through those oaths, my lords, have my sword until death takes me. You ask me to renew that, which needs no renewal, for the oaths of an Ultramarine are eternal. To speak them again implies a weakness inherent to them, and there is no weakness. Not in my arm, nor in my mind, nor in my word. I am an Ultramarine. I march for Macragge and the Emperor forevermore, as I have pledged. I need not do so again." A slow, gauntleted clapping broke the silence. Guilliman himself applauded his words. "Well said, my son, well said." "Insolence, brother," muttered the Lion. "Honor," Guilliman corrected him. "Captain Corvo, put away your sword." Corvo did. His Primarch's hand fell on his shoulder. "Stand, my son. Stand and face your brothers." Corvo turned and saw the legions arrayed in the square as the Primarchs did. Behind the expressionless visors of his brothers, he knew that some faces would show displeasure. Praeto had been right. He did not care. "Do you hear his words, warriors of the 13th? said Guilliman. "Listen, for he speaks the truth. The honor of our legion is unimpeachable. We march for Macragge!" The response rumbled out from the square, heavy as thunder. "Return to your brothers, Lucretius." "Wait," said the Lion. Corvo paused. "Tell me, I understand it the custom in the 13th to allow captains to modify their heraldry, but yours is a bold departure. Might I ask why?" asked the Primarch. At this, an image flickered through Corvo's mind. The eidetic memory of the Legiones Astartes was a great gift, but carried a high price. It made all recollections that came before it bestowed pale and unreal in comparison. Another irony in a life of ironies, that every image of death seen by his transhuman eyes remained sharp, that every privation could be recalled and felt anew in painful clarity. He fought for humanity, while his own youthful experience of being human was reduced to sun-bleached flashes, opaque moments of dreamlike quality that could not be trusted. He treasured them all the same. This was what he remembered. The Lion glanced at Sanguinius. They seemed amused. "Well, Captain," said the Lion, "what is the significance of your colors? Would you care to explain?" "It is simple, my lord." "Yes?" "I made a promise," said Corvo. He bowed from the waist. They were calling out the name of the next hero as he walked away. Lucretius Corvo served as a captain of the Ultramarines Legion during the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy. The last remaining heir to the Corvo bloodline of the world of Sulustro, the last king of this proud royal house of the fiefdom of the 500 worlds of Ultramar, pledged his son to serve among the Legiones Astartes. Permitted to retain the bone-white heraldry of his noble house, a spiked sunburst upon his panoply of war, the fixture of a skull centered on its design, marked not only the death of Lucretius's bloodline, but also his oath to serve as an angel of death. Master of the 90th Nova Company of the Legion's 9th chapter, Corvo's leadership is regarded by scholars of the Imperium as among the most accomplished Astartes to ever fight in the name of the Emperor. Battling the Wordbearer's Legion upon the world of Astagar during the Shadow Crusade, the 6-day battle pitting the Nova Company against a traitor Warlord-class Titan would become legendary among the Creed of Ultramar. Rewarded for his impeccable service by his Primarch with the Laurel of Defiance, such a ceremony, made within Imperium Secundus, would not diminish the tensions felt between the Dark Angels, Blood Angels, and Ultramarines. Forming a contingent empire due to the emergence of the Ruinstorm cleaving the galaxy in twain. To honor Guilliman's actions, Captain Corvo refused to reaffirm his oaths made to the Imperium, due to never breaking nor abandoning them in the first place. Drawing the ire of the First Legion's Primarch, Lionel Johnson, despite the risk of contradicting the demands of a son of the Emperor, Corvo, as was the namesake of his battle honor, defied the Lion's commands, much to the pride of his staunch liege. Standing as among Rabute Guilliman's most cherished sons, Corvo continued to fight with distinction for the remainder of the Horus Heresy. His deeds made during the Great Scouring rewarded with the command of a new chapter of the Adeptus Astartes. Naming his creed the Nova Marines, in honor of his company of yore, this second founding chapter would bear the heraldry of his father's house as their emblem and continue to fight in the name of the Imperium for millennia to come. Fighting by the side of his Primarch during the Battle of Fassala, as the Nova Marines and Aurora chapters teleported to the Emperor's Children flagship, Pride of the Emperor, their efforts attempted to cripple it from within. Corvo and Chapter Master Ludon's assault stalling, Guilliman ordered his captains, Aeonid Fiel and Andros, to meet him at the threshold of the ship's Heliopolis. His efforts to distract Fulgrim intended to disperse his forces as they rallied to defend their master. Facing his fallen brother in battle, Guilliman incurred an injury by a poisoned blade wielded by the Phoenician. The scar left by the Athame dagger wielded by the Wordbearer's Dark Apostle, Cor Phaeron, enabling a killing blow to be made by Fulgrim. Retrieving his fallen Primarch's body from the fray, Aeonid Fiel rescued the Lord of Ultramar, as contact was lost with Corvo and Andros. The fate of the Chapter Master lost to time. Regardless, a modest statue shrine remains upon the Nova Marines' homeworld of Honorum, within their fortress monastery of the Heavenwood Mountains, the Fortress Novum. Carrying banners which still proudly fly the heraldry of their first Chapter Master, the legacy of House Corvo remains a stalwart reminder of the glory of Ultramar during the height of its power, as his scions fight for the Imperium. The Nova Marines gloried as among the most devoted and accomplished Space Marines. It is said that Guilliman reminisces on occasion of the deeds of his noble son with his return to the fold of the Imperium.